Hi everyone, actors, artists. This video today a little bit different from my other videos. I do a lot of technical videos on this channel about blocking and how to be drunk and different ways of shooting the tapes that will help you technically in your auditions. But so much of this industry is more than just what's technical. It's a lot about how we're surviving mentally. So today's video is just a little bit about how to deal with that process where you're sending auditions out or you're going in for auditions and hearing little to nothing. When you're sending a tape out, it's nothing. And just because you don't book something, it doesn't mean that it wasn't a good tape. However, one way that I deal with this is, say if I'm doing a lot of auditions and I'm not hearing a lot of feedback from my agent or pins, which kind of tell you that you might be on track with some things. It can drive you crazy, and sometimes these no booking can happen for months and months and months, or sometimes years. It can really mentally take a huge toll on you. And I think actors sometimes have an idea that we need to lead with our tragedy, and that being tragic is a way to do good work, and it's not. The body is not going to invite you to be open and vulnerable when you're in a state of depression or doubt. You'll just be grasped by fear. So we really want to stay healthy. And I think one of the things that I've discovered is being autonomous and proactive is how I do deal with those times. So first of all, it's okay to admit how incredibly difficult it is and how lonely this medium is and how lonely the industry can be and how isolating. So one thing that I do is I will get back into an acting class. With people, with feedback, watching other people's work, hearing different perspectives. Because one thing that I don't think is useful is to let your ego kind of take the wheel. And what I mean by that is sometimes we can say, well, I'm a great actor. I'm a really great actor. I'm amazing. I should be booking. And I think that you should all have a healthy dose of that aspect to you. But it's not useful to do that. It ends up making you feel angry. And it's painful to be angry. So getting yourself back into an acting class is a way to sort of maybe find out some things that you thought you were doing really well, but maybe you could look at it in a different way, or you could do better, or just seeing other talent is really inspiring. And, I often go into acting classes that I may have the most advanced skill, maybe I've done the most training, but without a doubt there's always an actor in the class that has a quality I don't have that I want to learn about. So that's one thing you can do. If acting isn't something, an acting class isn't something you can afford right now, find a friend or a couple of friends and do something together, like learn monologues, and show them to each other, and do a scene together, and just keep immersing yourself in the work, because the industry is going to go one way and go another way. You'll be flavor of the month, then you won't. You'll have access to casting and you won't. There's a writer's strike going on at the moment. So we have to remember that what you care about and why you were an actor in the first place you have to remind yourself of that. And I always liked entertaining people and making people laugh and making people feel less alone. And working with play scripts is amazing because the writing is usually much more elevated. The plays have been worked, they've been rewritten, they've been taken for a test drive, sometimes hundreds of times. So get back into that. Go and learn a monologue and create a group where you rehearse together. You're only going to get better in that way. And actors, sometimes people, even if they're not coaches, they see things that you don't see. So you don't want to lose your sense of independence as an artist just because you're in a black hole, or what feels like a black hole, with auditions. So that's another thing that I would do. Another thing that I do is sometimes you just need to sit there and take a big breath and tune in to, are you reacting to the situation? Are you being reactive? Are you acting out? Are you essentially having a bit of a tantrum? Which honestly I did last week. I was raging and angry and lost and playing the blame game and having a tantrum. My ego was having a tantrum. And what I needed to do was just stop and sit and think, I'm reacting right now to a situation, and my ego's reacting. But what the actor in me wants to do, the actor in me is hurt and lonely, and I need to go back to the work and back to what I love, which is teaching and plays and good writing and just sit there and read a play, even if you've never read a play before. Just don't give your power away to someone that you've never met, to networks, to casting agents, to directors. You've never met them. Don't give your power away to them, because it doesn't help you. When you're in a time of crisis, you want to put the ball back in your court. And the thing that will always, always, always be there for you is the work and the stories. And maybe you need to go back and remind yourself, why did I want to start acting in the first place? What about it was lovely to me? And a lot of the time I think it's about wanting to be heard and wanting to be seen. And that will always be there for you in scene work and monologues, because you're usually reading about people who want the same thing. They want to be heard, they want to be seen, they want to tell their story. So it's hard. It's hard and it's lonely. But I think, to sum it up, what I would say is, don't give your power away to people you don't know and have never met, and go back to the heart of what this is about, which is telling stories and sharing. And I think sending tapes into the middle of nowhere sometimes feels like you're never sharing anything, and you are, but it matters how it feels to you. So I hope that that works, and I'll send you all the strength that I can, and know that you aren't alone in this at all. We all feel the same.